The lead story for Thursday, May 5th, Apple's filed an appeal to overturn a recent court ruling in a legal battle with Epic Games, which barred the company from charging developers fees on purchases made outside the App Store. The ruling followed accusations that Apple defied a prior injunction and misused legal privilege to delay the case. The judge also referred Apple's VP of Finance for potential criminal investigation due to false testimony. If upheld, the ruling could reshape Apple's fee structure and App Store control. I want to welcome you to episode 1819. I'm your host, Todd Cochran of the Geek News Central podcast. Welcome, everyone. And boy, I tell you, this battle with Apple just continues to go on, and Apple has tried every single trick in the book to maintain control of the App Store and their 30% take on anything that happens on the iPhone. And this stinging rebuke that the lower court placed upon them was pretty inflammatory. Judge Yvonne Gonzalez Rogers not only agreed with Epic Games, but also found that Apple's vice president of finance had lied under oath and referred the matter to the district federal prosecutor for potential criminal investigation. The judge additionally sanctioned Apple for misuse of attorney-client privileges, designation to delay proceedings. And, the lawsuit that resulted in a court order enjoining Apple from anti-steering activities that has hindered developers from telling users to make purchases outside the app. And I tell you, with Epic having alleged that Apple violated this order, it's a pretty serious situation for Apple at this point. So we will see where this leads. Apple has definitely appealed already, but maybe there's going to be some relief for some of these app developers. Hey, again, I want to welcome you to episode 1819. A quick shout out to our incredible sponsor at GoDaddy, of course. Score exclusive deals and discounts at geeknewscentral.com/GoDaddy. And of course, to all of our listeners, you are the real heartbeat of this show. If you want to support GNC, head over to geeknewscentral.com/insider and become a GNC insider. We're lit and live. Don't just listen. Experience the show live by grabbing a modern podcast app at podcastapps.com, where you can interact in real time. Of course, check out the full Geek News Central universe at geeknewscentral.com, where you'll find all of our partner shows, tons of new content. Of course, stay in the loop, follow or subscribe to the podcast, again, via your favorite podcast app. And don't forget to sign up for a newsletter at geeknewscentral.com for more insider scoops. You can join the conversation at geeknews.chat or email me directly, geeknews@gmail.com. Of course, you can hit me up at X at Geek News. And of course, you can catch me on Facebook. And of course, we want to thank our longtime sponsor, GoDaddy. Thank you for being the longtime sponsor of the show and providing great deals for our listening family. And, let's start today with a website, or maybe let's get started with a podcast or something that is going to allow you to build an e-commerce site. Grab GoDaddy's economy hosting for just $6.99 a month. That's a full year of hosting with a free domain name, professional email, and SSL certificate. Of course, we have availability of using WordPress, which is my favorite. WordPress managed hosting is just $12.99 a month, again, which includes a free domain name, professional email, and SSL certificate. Again, if you need a domain name, get yours for only $11.99. You can get GoDaddy Website Builder as well. You can get a free 30-day trial on personal business or business plus plans. And of course, I use all of my GoDaddy products and services. Share my codes. share the link to my website with your friends and family. That allows us to continue doing what we're doing. We want to thank all of you again that supported the show in the month of April, but we are in the month of May. And I definitely have, I guess the best way to describe it is responsibility to hit my numbers. So I hope you'll help us in that regard. And again, every time a code is used, it's just like making a cash donation to the show. So thank you for keeping us online and going strong. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm kind of in the down turn here, getting ready to pack things up. Matter of fact, I've ordered my transportation back to Manila to on Sunday morning, Mother's Day, to get my flight home. It's Manila to San Francisco, and then San Francisco to um, Chicago. I spend the night in Chicago because we get in too late for me to catch the Amtrak train, and then midday on Monday, I take the train back and I get in about 6 p.m. on Monday, the 12th. So there will be no um, show on Monday just because of number one, jet lag. Number two, time that I arrive. Be with you on Thursday for an episode next week. But again, continued scheduled here um, all the way to the departure. So one more show here in the studio in the Philippines, and then back to, I hope, a little more stable platform. Well, hope you're all doing good. Again, thank you for staying subscribed and being part of the family. Let's go ahead and get into the tech stack here. Kind of an interesting lineup of stuff today. UAE, the country, has introduced AI to public school curriculum this year as a Gulf country vies to become a regional powerhouse for AI development. The subjects that we rolled out in kindergarten pupils through 12th grade include ethical awareness as well as foundational concepts in real world application. The UAE is joining a group of countries integrating AI into school education. I'm kind of interesting. Beijing did this as well for primary and secondary schools in China last month. What are you seeing in your children's schools in the United States or in Europe or in Canada? I would really love to know. Let me know what you see in your communities and how much AI is being used, except saying you can't use it. Yeah, just drop me a line on that. Appreciate to hear what's happening in your school districts. China is developing a 6,500 feet below sea level underwater station. So they're going to over a mile deep. And I don't know if this is a mock-up image. It's on the screen for those of you watching live. But again, an underwater station. And what are they going to be looking at? Well, energy. 70 billion tons of methane hydrates are located beneath the seabed, roughly equivalent to half of China's current oil and gas reserves. And this resource could dramatically alter the country's energy economy. So they're trying to figure that out. They're also trying to figure out how to get rare minerals such as cobalt and nickel that are on the ocean floor. Now, China is not one to be very conscious of ecosystems. So if they start mining the ocean floor, which sounds pretty crazy, just think of the ecological mess that would occur. It just seems to me um, it's crazy how they do that. Again, I don't know, but yeah, they're going to put in a 60. What could go wrong at 6,500? Because it says has to be a lot more a lot more technological advanced than even the International Space Station. So, good luck to that. A White House budget proposal slashes $500 million from CISA. Now, I don't know how much they get every year to begin with, but the White House justification was echoed by the Department of Homeland Security that accused the CISA of straying from its founding principles. The DHS was conducting a review of CISA structure, finding that the staff insist that they're going to be reoriented to its original mission on cyber defense. But they found that CISA was more focused on censorship than protecting nation's critical systems. I'd like to know more information on that. What were they exactly doing? The budget eliminates a so-called misinformation and propaganda as well as external engagement office such as international affairs. Apparently, according to the government, these programs and offices were used as a hub in the censorship industrial complex to violate First Amendment, target Americans for protected speech, and target the executive. So I'd love to know more details, but $491 million out of whatever their current budget is significant. Waymo says it will add 2,000 more robotaxis in 2026. So Waymo said it's recently received its last delivery of the Jaguar I-Pace SUV, which will be retrofitted with sensors and autonomous driving tech at its factory in Arizona. So in a blog post today, the Alphabet company said it currently has 1,500 Jaguars operating across its four main markets, San Francisco, LA, Phoenix, and Austin, and plans on adding 2,000 more vehicles in 2026. The question is, why did they use Jaguars? Why didn't they use American vehicles? I would kind of love to know that. There's probably a reason for it, but one can only tell. SpaceX launched a Starlink mission delayed indefinitely at Vandenberg, so it's a little bit weird. A Falcon 9, once aimed for mid-Saturday, and then Sunday, mission appeared from a list of upcoming launches. SpaceX did not explain the reason for the delay, but while the Vandenberg launch has been delayed, another Falcon mission from Florida delivered 29 satellites. So we'll keep an eye on this and see what's going on. Maybe there was a problem with the rocket development that they needed to say, okay, we need to take this back and work on it. We'll see what happens when we get some updates. An IPv6 networking feature has been hit by hackers to hijack software updates, and this has been going on for a while. According to the article, Chinese threat actors called the Wizards observed running a SLAAC attack since 2022. The attack delivers tainted software updates. Most victims were in China, Hong Kong, here in the Philippines, and UAE. So it was a man in the middle delivering updates from a false update server. So who knows what people got? Kind of scary. If you're having problems with your Roku device with washed out videos, Roku wants to hear about it. Is the HDR video quality looking dull or faded? Apparently, they're not the only one. It happens with the 4K and HDR titles that appear to be washed out. It makes a ton of shows simply unwatchable. So, of course, HDR is supposed to be the latest and greatest. So something going on with the encoder there. But if you're having trouble, Roku would like a report. T-Mobile's doing a 5-year price guarantee to offer some long-term savings. So everyone at T-Mobile's new Experience More and Experience Beyond plans locks in your monthly rate for full 5 years. That covers your on-network talk, text, and 5G data. No bait and switch. No limited prime promo, shenanigans, just predictable pricing. So, again, it's for T-Mobile, new experience, and Experience Beyond. So it's those two plans. They're making that available. The president has announced additional tariffs, including tariffs on movies. He says administration will institute high tariffs on movies at 100%. And in a Sunday evening Truth Post, he claimed that other countries are offering all sorts of incentives to draw filmmakers and studios away from the United States, something that's constituted as a concerted effort by other nations. Of course, Hawaii does tax benefits and all kinds of crazy things, which, of course, is part of the United States to pull movie creators there. So the question will be, what will that tariff actually look like? How do they tariff the actual cost? Is it on the price of the ticket? Is it the cost? I didn't know there was a cost to bring a movie into America. So we'll keep an eye on that. The Apple iPhone Air rumor suggests a bigger screen coming in 2027. Again, an iPhone Air of a 6.6-inch screen versus a 6.9-inch screen. So we'll see about this. I don't the Air, is that the foldable phone? Yeah. Apple reduced its size to 6.6 to avoid another bend gate scenario. So maybe that's exactly what the Air will be, the foldable phone. Scientists did something kind of cool. They chased a falling spacecraft with a plane to understand satellite air pollution, but this satellite was coming in right at like noon, at the height of the day, and obviously the 27 cameras they had on their spacecraft had challenges following it, but they were able to detect certain compounds coming off that you would expect: aluminum, lithium, and other chemicals. So what they're trying to figure out is, how is this affecting the atmosphere? So trying to see if these re-entering satellites are I guess, causing climate change. An update to the Kelly benefits data breach. The impact grows to 400,000 individuals. The company revealed last month that it was targeted by hackers in December 2024. The investigation showed the attackers managed to exfiltrate personal information during a 5-day period, including Social Security numbers, date of birth, tax ID numbers, health insurance, and medical information, as well as financial account information. So again, this has grown to 400,000 people. If you are affected, you will be getting a notification from them on some protective services. At the same time, Gmail servers have been hijacked by malicious pie packages to spread havoc. So essentially, updates to Gmail service have pulled in some Python stuff that's being very, very naughty. Gmail has since removed them from their platform, but it just goes to show even the big boys can pick stuff up from repositories. There were 7 malicious Python packages, some which were sitting on their platform for more than 3 years, and they had over 55,000 downloads, and those have been removed from the repositories. NASA's Sphere Space Telescope has begun its mission to map the entire sky. I guess they are taking snaps. So again, this space observatory designed to map the entire sky over a period of 2 years. To further understanding of the early universe, it started snapping images. The space telescope will complete about 14.5 orbits per day, capturing 3,600 images daily and observing the sky in an unprecedented 102 wavelengths of infrared light. Its observations will eventually be combined to create 4 all-sky maps. This is a 25-month survey, so it's one of the most comprehensive that we have done from a science standpoint. So we'll see. They're going to use these to examine the universe's expansion into whatever. Brazil has a big issue, and they're going after social media to keep kids safe. Now, this is something that's very curious. There's Brazilian kid influencers, and these kid influencers are being paid by a variety of agencies and TikTok uh, for promoting products and services. And these kids, as young as I believe 16, so really it's teenagers, it's not kids. Um, so one of these individuals has enough followers where he's earning about $1,000 a month as a 16-year-old. Now, oh, excuse me. They're targeting 9 to 17-year-olds. And Brazil is not liking it at all. And such work under the age of 16 is considered unlawful child labor. Unless the creator receives authorization from a judge to perform artistic labor, an exemption that is reserved for child actors and similar artists and could include influencers. So they're really trying to make sure these folks under 16 are not being exploited. TikTok has been uh, allowing folks to create accounts under the Creator Rewards Program after a lot of this was brought to light, and other agencies that they're going after. So imagine, 9-year-old that's on social media going a little bit viral, promoting candy or something like that, and getting paid up to 1,000, and it's actually more than the monthly wage of most adults. So interesting times indeed. A leading deep fake porn site is shut down for good. Mr. Deepfakes is thankfully no more. So, a critical service provider terminated the service permanently. Data loss has made it impossible to continue operation. A notice on the site reads, "We will not be relaunching any website claiming this is fake. The domain will eventually expire, and we're not responsible for virtue use." Hmm. So, this is a site that I wasn't even familiar with, but I guess it's been a place where a lot of non consensual deepfake content has been placed. So, good riddance. Microsoft's next Surface device to be smaller, cheaper, and ARM ready. Just ahead of the scheduled May 6th event, Microsoft appears to be preparing to unveil a fresh lineup of Surface devices. Microsoft is working on a new 12-inch Surface Pro and a more compact 13-inch Surface laptop, both powered by Qualcomm's Snapdragon X Plus platform, and so a little bit smaller form factor. And for those of you that are Surface fans, just be aware that this is forthcoming. Of course, with a slump in PC sales, probably bad time to be launching a whole bunch of new products. There is a new class action lawsuit going after Toyota for illegally sharing drivers' data. This is bad. Federal class action lawsuit this week in Texas accused Toyota, an affiliated telemetrics aggregator, of unlawfully collecting drivers' information and selling that data to Progressive. Lawsuit alleges Toyota and Connected Analytic Services collected vast amounts of vehicle data, including location, speed, direction, braking, and swerving, cornering events, and then shared the information with Progressive Snapshot. People became aware when they were applying for Progressive insurance when they said, "Hey, we've already got your driving data." And even a lawyer was affected. On YouTube, on the YouTube channel, consumer protection attorney Steve Leto shared a related experience he had before realizing he wasn't alone. I've heard that story from so many people who said, "Yeah, I just bought a new car," and the salesman was showing how he set everything up, and during the setup process, he clicked yes on something. Who knows what he just clicked? So this is something that Toyota claims new customers have opted in on, and people are saying, "No, we have not." Hey, this is interesting. The ID Buzz VW has been recalled and appears to have made automotive history. Well, what it boils down to is one of the seats has too much room. The back seat has only got 2 seat belts, but apparently there's enough room for 3. So all of the vehicles are being recalled, and they're going to have to put bumpers in the seats to make it uncomfortable and not able to seat 3 anymore. Huh. They're not going to have to add a seat belt, which is pretty hard to do considering, but they're going to have to make it so the seat cannot seat 3 people. That's simply amazing. Really, really. Does anyone own one of these vehicles? I'd love to see the before and after picture of this. Of course, you can send me email geeknews@gmail.com or follow me and message me on Twitter or at X at Geek News at any time. So definitely fire me a note if this is you. iStorage has launched, yes, a 26 terabyte hardware encrypted desktop hard drive, government grade security, and a massive storage capacity. That's amazing. Offers FIPS 140-3 security and common criteria certified microprocessor aimed at businesses, governments, and users needing top tier offline data protection. You unlock it with a PIN number. For 26 terabytes, it's priced at $1,814. So there's 2 models. The second one comes in at $1,500. A lot of money for security, but I understand the need sometimes. I really, really do. When I was traveling back and forth between Hawaii and Waco, I was clearing unclassified, but I would call them sensitive data on a hard drive, and that hard drive was encrypted. It uses a fingerprint to unlock. It was part of even though the data was unclassified, there was enough of it on the drive that if people had all that information together, it would, basically additional sensitivity. So again, I could only travel with a drive that had a fingerprint, and it was a pain in the butt to get that from the government. It was total pain because it's just something that wasn't done very often. Hey, a major DJI Osmo 360 leak has included dozens of images of the 360 camera, and it's a manual, so you can see the inside and the outside of the camera. The launch of the device is in doubt. So why would the launch of the device be in doubt? So the 360 apparently arrived at the FCC back in October. So this has been a long time coming. And tipster suggests we may not actually see the Osmo 360 after all. He points to a lack of retailer leaks and ongoing uncertainty over tariffs. So, okay, well, we'll see. But the rest of the country, the rest of the world buys DJI gear. Telemessage, which I'm not familiar with. It's a Signal SQ. Basically, it's a spin-off app. Hackers have claimed to have broken into the message service and stolen data. Telemessage is a clone of Signal, a popular privacy-oriented chat app used by some government officials. And apparently it's been hacked. Some of the messages have been hacked. So, so far, all parties, included Telemessage and the U.S. government, have not commented on the news. A Signal spokesman told Reuters that the company cannot guarantee the privacy or security properties of unofficial versions of Signal. So it was a branch Isn't that interesting? So not even the real deal. Yeah, be careful of grabbing those. Next gen photos are incoming as Samsung reportedly begins mass production of a Galaxy Z Flip 7 and Fold 7. The company is just weeks away from the official launch of the 25 Edge, rumored to be revealed on the 13th of May. And this will include an event for its folding devices. Or maybe it's only going to. No, the folding devices are expected to come at the end of summer. So, again, lots of rumors here. We'll see. WordPress sites, as always, have been targeted by malicious plugin disguised as a security tool. The name of it alone would made me have been like, It was called the WP Anti-Malware Bot. Anything named like that, I'm going to be like, apparently it was infected. And, I thought WordPress had been pretty good about um, keeping these types of infected apps off the repository. I don't understand why this has still happened. So it did compromise sites. So if you've been using this plugin, your site is more than likely compromised. An amazing story here. Mozilla Firefox could be collateral damage in the Google antitrust battle. This blows me away. The search giant pays Mozilla substantial fees to remain the default search engine in Firefox, creating a revenue stream that Mozilla argues is essential to its survival. Court documents and testimony shows that in 2023, Mozilla generated $495 million from such licensings out of $653 million in total revenue. Losing that revenue all at once would mean Mozilla would have to make significant cuts across the company. Wow. Wow. That's amazing. That Firefox is that dependent upon Google for its survival. Those of you using Firefox, would you be willing to pay? Microsoft has fixed a bug in Windows 10 that broke part of the start menu, and the reason why this happens is likely to annoy you. The error was caused by Microsoft account-related nudging that apparently to this article nobody wants by being backported from Windows 11. So anyway, this is one I don't understand. I don't know how this actually happens, but something about right-clicking on the start menu. But anyway, those of you had an issue, I'll have the link up in the show notes to review. A man that admitted hacking Disney and leaking data disguised as a hacktivist has pled guilty. According to DOJ, Ryan Mitchell Kramer has pled guilty to accessing a computer and obtaining information threatening damage to protected computer, as well as 2 felony charges that each carry a prison sentence up to 5 years. So he's pled guilty. When is he going to be sentenced? Does it say? This guy claimed to be a hacktivist group protecting artists' rights, but he wasn't. He was just one individual. No information on what he's going to get in time. If he's pled guilty, maybe it's part of a plea deal. Who knows? Hey, I think we reported this on the last show. A Soviet probe orbiting Earth since 1972 will soon re-enter the atmosphere. It's Cosmos 482. And yeah, maybe today or tomorrow. This is an NPR article, and they just did a pop-up. What was that pop-up? Let me refresh the page and see if I can get that again. Let me see if it'll show it to me. It says something about something under threat. Yeah, NPR and others are under threat from their government funding. I agree. Very rare do I cover anything that's been written by NPR. The president promising protection for TikTok, from which he says has a warm spot in my heart. There's a deadline of what is it, June? Let me look here. He says there's a bunch of people trying to buy it. June 19th is the deadline. So we'll see where this moves. But he says he's going to protect TikTok. Does that mean another extension? I don't know. SpaceX Texas HQ Starbase is officially on its way to becoming a city. And they want a specific zip code too, which is kind of ironic, and it follows the 420 line. The question is, do they make SpaceX employees take the whiz quiz, or can SpaceX employees partake in the herbal herb? Are they allowed to, or do they? If you're living in a town that has a 420 as part of its zip code, you would wonder if they enforce, drug testing at SpaceX. Good question. Does anybody know? I would assume because they got government contracts, they have to. Can any SpaceX employee or anyone that's familiar with SpaceX let me know if their SpaceX employees are allowed to smoke weed or not? I truly would like to know. TikTok has been fined $600 million over Europe's fears of China surveilling people's data. So, of course, the EU wants some money, and they got to refill their tech pot. Their money they're using. So they need to get a $600 million fine against TikTok for EU breakage of a rule. So not surprising there that the EU is once again going after big companies' money, even though TikTok's probably guilty of it. So fun. All right, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget about our sponsor, GoDaddy, at geeknewscentral.com/GoDaddy. And if you haven't become an insider yet, geeknewscentral.com/insider. Again, sorry for not covering the insider on today's show. Completely my fault in doing so. But again, if you want to reach out to me on the show, it's real easy to do. geeknews@gmail.com, at geeknews on X, or just follow me on Facebook. It's been a pleasure. And you know what we did today? We made it all the way through the show with no camera disconnecting, no audio disconnecting. It's just like nothing has changed. I didn't touch nothing, yet we made it to the end. I'm happy. I'm sure those of you watching the show are happy. But everyone, thanks for being here. And I'll see you on Thursday for another edition of the Geek News Central podcast. Take care. Bye-bye.